The last thing I want to cover on data validation is, now you've created a data validation, how do you manage the kinds of messages that people get and how do you clear validations? So the way to go about managing the messages that people see, for example, from this list I know that I do not have house. If I try to type house here and I hit enter, so this just tells us that this value doesn't match the data validation restrictions defined for this cell. So this is the default message that Excel gives to us. But is there a way to change this message that people see? What we can do is, while we define our data validation, and if you already defined it, you just need to select the area again and come here to data validation. And once you get here, you will now come here to input message and the error alert. So here is these two boxes. That's where you manage what people would see as the message. So error alert, for instance, I can come here and I say wrong input, and for the message I say please select from the drop down options, and I click on OK. If I do that and I come back here and I type house, you see that I get a more intuitive message from my user which says wrong input, please select from the drop down option. And this already tells them that, oh, there is a drop down list, there's a drop down option, they just need to drop down and select from this list rather than having to wrap their heads around what is valid and what's not. Then the last thing here is, how do we now clear validation? So you have validation set for a particular column, but you want to clear it for whatever reason. You want to allow free entry into the set of cells. What you can do is to highlight the ranges again, and then you come here to data validation, and on the settings here you see this clear all button. So if I click this clear all button, it resets everything. I do OK, and then all my validation is gone, and now I can freely type in whatever I want to type. So this data validation is pretty much essential for managing data entry, because in a way it assures that people would only input what is expected and would guard against errors to a very large extent.